Unusual symptoms. We call this symptom shifting, and I know this very well in my own experience. Sometimes the symptoms seem to move around. So one day your head is tight and floaty, and then you wake up the next day and you have a strange sensation in your right leg and you're wondering what that is. And then the next day you have a fluttering in your chest, and then the day after that something in your foot, and so on. And it can just keep changing, and it really does. Every sensation, when you're misinterpreting and catastrophizing, you totally believe in that sensation at that time. So it's not like you noticed that you had that sensation that day and another one the next, and every single sensation is a fresh catastrophe in your mind. Now, this is actually perfectly normal. It happens to everyone with panic, and it happens because we're always constantly scanning for unusual symptoms. So if we get the slightest feeling in our body, we zoom in on it, and we just can't believe how this exaggerates it completely out of proportion. You get to know this as you work with it. You can see how subtle it is, that when you do focus on something, it can turn into a huge sensation. So perfectly normal. Just keep that in mind. And I remember reading in Claire Week's books that no new symptoms will arise. But the thing is, in my mind, I had lots of new symptoms. So I worried about that a lot, because when I heard you won't get any new symptoms, and then next day I would have a new symptom, I haven't had this one before, so I'm thinking, no, maybe I've got something more than panic. So I think there's an infinite amount of symptoms that you can experience with panic, because a lot of it's to do with the person who is experiencing it. All right, they can zoom in on any part of the body and experience a sensation in a particular way and misinterpret it, catastrophize it, and it'll blow up all out of proportion. So it's not limited to a certain amount of sensations. So if a strange sensation arises, remember this happens. This does happen. It's very common, and it's still just exaggerated fight or flight sensations. You're still in no danger. All right. There's so many people now that I have treated, and they have these sensations continuously. Okay. Then they do CBT. They learn about panic. They put the practice in. And then they don't have these sensations anymore. So what does that prove? If the sensations are exactly real, what you think they are, then how would CBT and just changing your thoughts and your behavior to them take them away? It wouldn't make sense if those sensations were exactly what you thought they were. But so many people have these extreme sensations. They think they mean something really serious. They do CBT. A few weeks later, a month or two later, they don't have the sensations anymore. Think about that. The next few pages, there's a long list of possible anxiety symptoms. I got this online from anxietycenter.com, and you'll see that there's so many symptoms can arise as a result of fight or flight response, along with us zooming in on particular body parts and exaggerating symptoms way out of proportion. It's infinite the amount of sensations we can feel. But remember, these symptoms are only happening as a result of the fight or flight response. Not harmful, but because they often occur for no apparent reason, they feel absolutely terrifying. Now remember, you won't necessarily experience all these symptoms. So it's not like if you read the following pages and you think, I haven't felt all that, does that mean I'm going to feel all that? No. Everyone has their own set of symptoms that they experience, their own particular blueprint. The reason we urge people to get their symptoms checked by their doctor before they learn about anxiety and panic is that once they get the all clear from the doctor, then they can more easily accept that when they learn that they're not going to come to any harm from the fight or flight response symptoms, they can believe that, okay? Then they can start working with this, with the symptoms through understanding and exposure practice. So if you haven't been to the doctor and you're still thinking, well, maybe it's not anxiety, maybe I've got such and such, then it's very difficult to work in this way with panic from a cognitive behavioral therapy perspective. So you need to get to the doctor, get the all clear, so that you can say, right, now I know that it's just fight or flight symptoms, and that's the way I'm going to deal with it from now on.